Today on the channel, we're back again with a truly defining moment, and the first time we've had a bloody figure from the WWE Mattel Elite line with WrestleMania 13 defining moments, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Elite Defining Moments unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got Stone Cold Steve Austin from WrestleMania 13. But for all your defining moment needs and all your wrestling figure needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And this Steve Austin, very, very cool. And probably for a lot of people, maybe this or the angle is the winner of this latest Defining Moments pack from Ringside Collectibles. Is this one truly groundbreaking for the WWE Mattel line, as it is our first bloody figure. Now, we did get that Mankind with maybe a little bit of blood, but this one is truly a bloody figure. And I've said it before, if there's money to be made, follow the money. I don't care what we're talking about. If there's an opportunity to make money off some bloody figures, I feel like WWE, not necessarily Mattel, will be up to it. Now, I think they did the right thing here. I think business-wise, they put their business hat on. They don't want a bloody Austin like the 3-pack we're going to mention here coming to Walmart soon, 2026, early 2026. We'll talk about that in a little bit. They don't want to have a bloody head on that one, but you go to Ringside Collectibles, online only. Parents are going to be buying that. They're going to pick and choose. It's not in your face on a store shelf at a Walmart or a Target. I think it makes a lot of sense, and it opens that door for more bloody figures in the future. What do we want to see? I want to see like that Eddie Guerrero bloody figure once upon a time. Maybe John Cena, Brock Lesnar. There's a lot of heavy bleeders over the years that we've seen in some WWE matches. It's got to be an iconic match, though. I could see some of that in the future, but this one opens the door for that. Much like Jazzwares, their Blood and Guts line, maybe we'll see something more akin to that in the Mattel line. I guess we'll have to wait and stay tuned from there. But you won't have to wait and stay tuned for how we're going to do this review. We're going to do it like all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And truly a defining moments match. I'll never forget it being a little kid watching WrestleMania 13. Man, I was all into that. A beautiful, beautiful match. Bret Hart, one of my absolute favorites of all time. And Stunning Steve Austin, one of my favorites of all time. I like Stone Cold enough, but I was more of a Stunning Steve guy. You like what you like, you don't what you don't. But this was a classic match, an amazing match from the start to the end. Just one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time, definitely. It could easily be on a Mount Rushmore if you wanted to have that game as well. But let's dive into it. Let's see what all the fuss is about. And there's fuss with that second bloody head. Now, I know a lot of people would probably rather have that bloody head on the figure and maybe the shirt not on the figure. That would be a little bit more defining moment, so a little tough for the mid-on-card collectors. But I have to imagine the overwhelming majority of collectors that unbox them, like me, will be displaying the bloody head. Even more so because we do have that 3-pack coming out with Ken Shamrock, referee, and then, of course, Bret and Stone Cold from that match where there's no bloody head. So possibly you might use that bloody head over there. Choose what you want to do. But a lot of options with this one here, and we don't get the bloody head in the 3-pack, so the only way to get the bloody head is right here. Kind of cool. You can get the yin and yang of the match if you want to that way, but very, very fun set here. But Stone Cold, usually pretty plain Jane. You kind of know what you're getting yourself into here, but at least we get a soft, good shirt and that extra head. Ringside Collectibles defining moments. Stone Cold on the side, Stone Cold on the side. On the back, we get a little bit longer blurb, and look at that. Right in our face with the bloody action. I'm here for that. Stone Cold Steve Austin made it a point to be thorn in the side of Bret Hitman Hart ever since the Texas Rattlesnake won King of the Ring in 1996. Hart eventually had enough, leading to a no DQ submission match at WrestleMania 13. Austin lost the match after passing out to blood loss, but won the respect of the fans for never tapping out. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. I know a lot of people think that Jake the Snake King of the Ring match was where he really took flight. This, to me, is where he really took flight. as the rattlesnake we all know. Autograph down low, you get the image there. Smoking Skull, we're here for that. See you later, goodbye. Plastic, Stone Cold Prison. Look at that, and we're locked in. We're locked in, baby. And we're going to get it all out. We got twist ties for days. You got to lock a guy like Stone Cold. He is a rattlesnake after all. And you know what they say about rattlesnakes? You can never trust them. You can never trust them. They'll bite you. You know, one minute you're playing with them, you know, you're hugging them and kissing them, and the next thing you know, they bit you in the nose and you're trying to get anti-venom. I don't know. That's probably what happens, I would imagine. But can I get this out of the package? That's the other question here. A lot of cool stuff with this one. Some good accessories. As I mentioned, Austin, kind of plain Jane. Kind of, you know what you're getting yourself into all the time. This one got a little bit of twist to it, I will say. Got one more twist tie to cut. There we go. Off to the races. See you later, goodbye. All right. We get Austin here, and truly a 2-in-1 Austin. I'm almost feeling like I need to buy 2 of this Defining Moments packs. I really want to get 3 of the Kurt Angle figures. I could easily take 2 of these. Not sure I need another Logan Paul, though. I don't know about that one, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But let's dive into it here. We do get 2 gripping hands out of the package, 2 Fists of Fury for Stone Cold. Choose your own adventure there. And we do get a ring bell, and man, it's been a long time since we got a ring bell with Mattel. I can't even remember the last time we got this. Probably way overdue at this point. I remember the Jakks ring bell. It was like old, decrepit one back from the WWF days is what it was. I don't know why it was so junky, but this one is a nice ring bell here. Good to see this here. And it even has the Attitude Scratch logo on the back, and it says 2010 Mattel. So this is an old accessory from the first year of the Mattel line. Here we are 15, 16 years later. They're getting the most out of their molds here, but Mattel has a lot of old school accessories from a lot of their play sets and stuff that probably could use another trip around the action figure collector sun, I would say. But nice to see that there. We'll never forget that moment getting hit with that and all that fun stuff. Now we do get the Austin 316 vest. Austin 316, got the skull there. Stone Cold, you got the skulls on the back. Very cool. Austin, you got to have that with him, as we know. And now diving into Stone Cold Steve Austin himself. There he is, Stone Cold out of the package. Kind of a strange head. His eyes are a little too small, if you ask me, but he's got that goatee going on. Looks like my boss as a kid. When I was a little kid working at a grocery store, my boss just looked like Stone Cold. He had the same nose, same mouth, same goatee. He had hair, though. That was the big difference between the two. But quite the look for Stone Cold here. Very small eyes and also very small ears for this figure. This is a weird head sculpt. Almost looks like a cone head, like a young Dan Aykroyd is what this looks like. But not the best Stone Cold head, and maybe even a little bit of giraffe neck going on with this one too. So not a huge fan of that, but I will be using this head, so I'm not too worked up. This is the head to use. Got the blood on there, got the open mouth, even got the blood on the teeth. So iconic. Everything else playing those hits there. And it is a much larger head than this one out of the package. So this one a little bit small. This one just right. Just right. So I will be using that one when we get down to it. Now we get the Austin 316 bloody shirt on the front. And then it says Blood Stone on the back, or Blood from a Stone on the back. Very cool, but you got to strike while the iron's hot with the merchandise. You know how it is. You know, you go over to my Pro Wrestling Tees store. Cheap plug for that, Todd McFarlane. You know, you get all those shirts over there. You got to strike while the iron's hot. You know how that goes. Head over to Pro Wrestling Tees. But nice, soft, good shirt. No Velcro. It's an actual removable shirt on this one. So we get those from time to time.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop the clock breaking in here on closer inspection. Unfortunately, hate to say it, but we got staining on this figure. Shirt is bleeding onto the figure. Very light right now, but will get worse as time goes on. Also, forgot the Paul Heyman hands. Perfect for this Stone Cold if you want to use those for him trying to push up.
The gripping hands out of the package, we mentioned that earlier. You got the white, how about black wrist tape over here? Very iconic to one Stone Cold. Black trunks on Stone Cold, very plain Jane, as we usually do say. You get those black knee pads, and you got the black knee brace over here. You got that Texas tattoo. You got the black boots for Stone Cold, just plain black. Nothing else going on with that. Just very plain figure. That's why you need shirts like this and the bloody head and stuff like that to give a little extra pizzazz to Stone Cold. Now, one of the most iconic performers of all time didn't need a lot of glitz and glam, but it's tough for action figure companies to make multiples of a guy like Stone Cold and Bill Goldberg's of the world. You know, you get the idea, to make them different. And that's where the head sculpts and things like that come so key into things like this. Arms all the way around for us right there. Very tight bicep cut. Double jointed, pinless elbows. Hands removable back far side to side. Head removable, back force side to side, ab crunch, perfect tightness on that. Waist articulation looking good. Big ol' splits, no Vietnam problems here. Look at that, smooth as butter. We're here for that. Thigh cut, double jointed pin knees. Oh my gosh, bane of my existence. Boot cut, ankles, back force side to side, up and down, and no looseness in the ankles either. So we've had some issues with some quality. No issues on this Stone Cold figure here. Representing the blood match in WrestleMania 13. We'll never forget that. One of the most iconic matches of his career, no doubt. And Bret Hart's career, but looking good on Stone Cold. And speaking of Bret Hart, why not? Let's bring him out. Quite the one, quite the match. Bret Hart on fire this time in my fandom. I loved Bret Hart in this time frame. I love the Hart Foundation, where they're good guys in Canada, bad guys in America. That was some of the funnest. You didn't know what was going to happen. WWF, WWE TV of all time. Vince McMahon getting involved for the first time with Bret, grabbing him by the shirt and stuff. And it's just crazy. You didn't know what was going to happen. Shawn Michaels on another planet at the time, and all the supporting characters of Mankind coming up. The Undertaker always running around. A lot to like about this era of the WWF, and a lot of good memories, and this one of the best memories ever. Truly a defining moment. But what about you? What do you think about this set here? I personally do like that we're getting that 3-pack to give a little yin and yang, a little differences between these two. I can see some people saying, oh, we didn't need 2 of them. But I think with the bloody head and the accessory differences, you can have pre-match, post-match. You can do whatever you want. You can make it your own. I think that works out good for me, and I've been wanting a Ken Shamrock in referee gear for a long time, so excited about that as well. But let me know your thoughts on this Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let me know if it's a pickup for you in the comments down below. And you made it this far, don't forget to thumbs up the video. Always helps the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my other YouTube channel. We got videos every single day for you. Check out YouTube channel memberships and Patreon for even more content if that is your thing. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. The Kyle Peterson Show, also the name of my podcast each and every Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. So for Stone Cold Steve Austin, defining moments, WrestleMania 13, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we going to dance or are we going to play?